We are down to sales in your sustainable, profitable, aligned hypnosis business, or aligned, sustainable, profitable, whichever you want to call it. We want all of those things in place. If you're new here, my name's Penny. I used to be a nurse anesthetist, and I quit that job and walked away to run a global hypnosis practice and training business. So we are talking about the pillar or the essential of sales. And sales makes so many people cringe if you don't have previous experience in sales. A lot of people who get into business, like myself, who've been in healthcare, social work, therapy, counseling, or maybe someone is a spiritual entrepreneur, they really pull back when you say sales. And I just have to be blunt with you. If you're not selling, you're not in business. If you've watched the other videos, you've heard me say it at least twice already. If you're not selling, then you have a very expensive hobby. Now, there are a lot of different ways to do sales, and you're going to have to find what is aligned with you. Some people are really great connectors. They love having conversations with people. So they will network and connect with people. They will strike up conversations in the messages on social media. You've probably seen that happen. And there are ways that is done very skillfully and tactfully, and you actually build a genuine connection before there's any selling taking place. And then there are people who do what I like to call pitch slapping you, where they see that I'm a 50-something-year-old female, I'm not a size 2, and they come in my DMs and say, hey, I have this great product that's going to help you tweak your hormones so you can let go of all that belly fat. Well, that's rude. We don't want to be that person. We don't want to be pushy. We talked about marketing. When you're skillful at marketing, and you don't have to be an expert to be skillful. Some people are very natural at it. But when you come at it from a place of wanting to be of service, sales will naturally follow. Now, with sales, you're going to want to have a system, and your marketing is going to fill that system. Now, I did not plan on making this a sales lesson, but we're going to do it anyway. Here we go. So there's something called a funnel. And when I first got into business, I thought a marketing funnel meant a big, long email sequence, and that a funnel did not apply to my business. And it's just because the way the algorithm was serving me up information, and I didn't know what I did not know, I was missing a key piece of information in my business. So there's something called the top of the funnel. And this is where people who've never heard of you come into your world. Somebody could decide to follow me on YouTube. That doesn't necessarily make them in the top of my funnel. The top of my funnel is where you get them in as a cold lead. We call it a lead. So maybe they go to my YouTube, they watch a video, and you go, oh, Penny has this PDF, the 6 Essentials of an Aligned, Sustainable, Profitable Business. I want the PDF. So you click the link in the description, you put in your email on the page, and I send you an email and you're on my email list. You're now a cold lead. You've just heard of me. Now, the more you consume my content on YouTube, I send you a few emails. Now you're becoming warmer. This is a warm lead. When you reach the point that you're aware of the problem, you're aware of the solution, which clearly, there's a solution for you if you're coming into the funnel, and you're like, oh my God, this is the solution for me. Now you are a hot lead. This is where the sales happen. Sales do not happen up here. Sales do not happen down here. Sales happen down here. Now, some people can come into your world and within 15 minutes of knowing you, be here. Because you said the right thing. Remember, I talked about procrastination in the offer video. You're talking to them about what keeps them up at 2 a.m. and you've done a video or you've done a newsletter or you were on a podcast or you have your own podcast episode where you said exactly what's been going through their head. And they're like, oh my God, he or she so gets me. I have to work with this person. I can't tell you how many people have paid 5 figures to work one-on-one with me within days of finding me. Like they find me and they immediately book the call and then we have a consult and then within days they've paid 5 figures. People come in at different levels of awareness. Eugene Schwartz has a book called Breakthrough Advertising. And in that book, it breaks down the levels of awareness. The first thing you need to know is that 30% of people out there are never going to want what you have to offer. They may or may not be problem aware. And or if they're problem aware, they might be solution aware, but they've automatically discounted your solution. That leaves you with 70% of people. So you have the 30% who are never going to be interested. They're never going to be problem aware. That leaves you 70% of people out there with the problem that you can help someone with. Out of that 70%, if they don't know what the problem is, you can't sell them a solution. So we want to educate the people, hey, if you're a hypnotist and you're not making 6 figures, the problem isn't that people don't trust hypnosis. It's that you don't know how to communicate to people what their problem actually is and that you are the solution for it. Okay? When you see that type of content on social media, and you will see a lot of that type of content, that's because you have to have a portion of content that is going to get those people who are not problem aware and who are not solution aware and get them into the top of your funnel. Okay? As people come down the funnel, it squeezes because when people are coming down the funnel, they're going to like maybe opt into the 6 Essentials PDF and they're like, oh, this really doesn't resonate with me. I'm out. Or, oh, she apprentices with the shaman. I'm out. Then there's going to be somebody else that says, holy crap, she was a nurse anesthetist. She left a good paying job. So she knows what it's like for people to say, what, are you crazy walking away from this job? You have all these student loans. You spent years of your life preparing to do this, and you walk away to run your own business, and you can connect the spiritual and the scientific. Holy heck, sign me up. Okay, so that will happen once in a while. Okay, that will indeed happen once in a while. But once you get people in here and they're not solution aware, you're going to keep moving them down and they become solution aware. And now you're educating them on why you were the perfect solution. And along the way, people will continue to drop out of the funnel until they are here and they are sign me up. And this is 3%. And this in here is something like 7%. And then you have another 10% that are solution aware, but they're still seeking right? And so then this leaves 50%. You're speaking to 50% of people. So I used to fall into this trap. If all of your content is geared to the sign me up people, then the top of your funnel is going to run dry. People tell me, they say, Penny, I want to build my business like you built yours. No, you don't. No, you don't. um, Definitely allow yourself to get into rooms where you can get the same opportunities I had, but go into those opportunities with this knowledge. Okay? You got to go into it with this knowledge, because if you don't have this knowledge, then what you're going to do, I mean, I ended up being in rooms where I was highly referred, and all my entire list was made up of these people and these people here. I wasn't consistently marketing to people outside of those environments to continue filling my top of funnel. Makes sense? Because if you're not filling the top of funnel, eventually what's going to happen is this down here is going to run dry. So you have to have a sales system where you're bringing leads in. You're letting them get to know you and your solution. You're letting them know that you understand their problem. And as they come down the funnel, they're qualifying themselves. I want to work with her. I don't want to work with her. I want to work with him. I don't want to work with him. Oh, he's the answer. And they're qualifying themselves out until they get here. If you focus just here, and a lot of people do this, people who do not like selling, all of their content will be focused at education, and they never do sales post. And I used to never have a system for tracking my content, which I have a system in place now. But I used to never have a system in place for tracking my content. And all of a sudden, my sales calls, it would be like a roller coaster. It'd be like, oh, why are my sales calls are down? And I was doing things on the fly without a system. And I would go to my Facebook and I would start scrolling back, and it would have been a month since I posted a post that said, hey, if you want to work with me, book a call. A month. It takes, the online space is noisy now. Depending on your audience and your platforms and how you're doing, it takes anywhere from 30 to 90 days, and it's closer to 90 to see the effect on your bottom line from what you do today. So 60 to 90 days is a really good runway. 60 to 90 days. So if you forgot to do any of this for 2 months, your sales are going to dry up. Unless you have content like YouTube where people can come in and watch that content, and you've got links where people can go sign up for your Essentials to an Aligned, Sustainable, Profitable Business, the Hypnotist Manifesto, 101 Ways to Create Income as a Hypnotist, where people can get into your list. And that's working passively for you to bring those leads in. Most people, when it comes to their sales system, people are addicted to fast wins. That's why short form content is so popular. People are addicted to fast wins. You need to have balance of fast and slow. That means networking, relationships, content you're going to put out there that is going to build know, like, and trust that is longer lasting. Just last night, I was on YouTube and I was watching a video from a creator on something very specific, and this person has videos on their YouTube channel in playlists that are from 3 years ago, 5 years ago, that are still relevant because the videos weren't on trending content. So yeah, trends are important. You go get that information from somewhere, but some information is classic and timeless, just like what I'm sharing in these videos is classic and timeless. This is not going to change. The systems that you deploy may change. The most popular form of content may change. We're in a world where we're going from SEO to AIEO, EIEIO. But that's just the nature of things. So, sure, do short form content. Social media content does not have staying power. So, you want to have some place, if you're going to be public facing, that you have long term content. And that is in the form of a blog, a podcast, YouTube. Now they've got Rumble, there's Vimeo, there are other video platforms. You want to put something out there that is searchable and sustainable. Now, people often ask me about ads with sales. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Until you know exactly what your offer is, until you know what your clients are saying in their head so you can create really good ad copy, then don't waste your money on ads. Do not. It's like flushing your money down the toilet. Know what your offer is, know who you're helping, know how you're helping them, and know how they're talking about that problem in their head. If you know those things, the way that AI is going now, if you know those things, then you can put a little bit of money in ads and you can do pretty good, as long as you don't start trying to be an ad expert and manipulate things, because AI is set up now so that AI does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. But if you don't have who you're talking to dialed in and the solution that you're offering them, it will show it to the wrong people. So, sales system, bringing leads in, moving people down the funnel, whether that's through your podcast, your email list, whether you have master classes people can buy, hypnosis audio bundles people can buy, booking consults, group programs, you name it. You get to decide what those offers are. But you got to have that sales system. And I just want to throw one last thing in here. I do high ticket sales, and sometimes I do ultra high ticket sales. You want to have low ticket and medium ticket. Very important thing. Low ticket does not mean I'm speaking to the people who can't afford high ticket. We're still talking to the same person, the same problem. We're just giving them something at a lower price point, give or take, where they can get a taste of you before they decide to pull the trigger. Same thing with medium ticket. They want to go a little bit deeper, but now is not a good time. What else does he or she have that can help me go deeper into this problem of, let's say, procrastination? And then your medium ticket is considered something like from 100 to 497. And then your high ticket, some people will say that 997 is medium and anything over 1,000 is high ticket. It's all up to you, but don't get stuck selling just one. You need to have a combination of all three. And as you start selling your offer, when your clients ask you questions, the problems people are coming to you with, they're going to let you know. You're going to see the patterns and you're going to realize, oh, I need a low ticket offer that helps people with self-talk. Oh, I need a low ticket offer that helps people with goal setting. Oh, I need a low ticket offer so that people can de-stress because their stress is aggravating their procrastination. I need a medium ticket offer that really takes them into how to manage their fear. But is it going to do the same thing the high ticket offer does? No. It'll do it to some degree, but it's not the same as a one-on-one. But it moves them closer. The point of medium ticket isn't to hold back the solution that's in the high ticket. You're still working to achieve the same solution. It's just not one-on-one. It's just not one-on-one. It's about the speed, because if they were to take your medium ticket offer and they were to dive into it, they should be able to get to the same result if they persevere and stick to it. Unless what people call that self-saboteur is hiding it from them and they just can't get at it. And then that's what you can say, you know what, if you've been going through this, you've been through this 3 or 4 times and you're 95% of the way there and there's something that's just out of reach and you can't put your finger on it and it's right there but you can't see it, you can almost smell it, you're so close to it, then it's time to book one-on-one. Or maybe go into a group coaching program where you can do conversational hypnosis and do a hot seat, where you're doing what I call conversational hypnosis light, because I never take anyone through a full conversational hypnosis in a group setting like that, because you just don't know where it's going to go, and privacy is important. But the thing about the higher up you go, the faster they solve the problem. When they're in low ticket offers, they might have to soak up multiple low ticket offers to address all the aspects of your problem. And then your medium ticket pulls more of that together in a more cohesive way, logical way, walking them through it step by step by step. Hope that helps you. See you in the next video.